Michel Barnier has admitted Brexit Britain had a successful coronavirus vaccine rollout, saying the UK's programme was easier to implement than under the EU's bureaucracy. Mr Barnier, the EU's Brexit trade deal negotiator, conceded Britain's COVID vaccine programme showed how individual states can act faster than the bloc in rolling out life-saving jabs. While he stopped short of praising Boris Johnson's government for the COVID vaccine rollout, he admitted the EU had faults with its jab programme. Mr Barnier was asked in an interview whether Britain's success in rolling out coronavirus jabs was an extraordinary advert for Brexit. The former negotiator refused to engage in one-upmanship, and said it was too early to draw conclusions on COVID responses around the world. But, Mr Barnier admitted, it's true that there were faults, on the EU side, at the start. Why? Because we wanted to decide for 27 and not alone. It's easier to decide alone than 27 above all when you're not under an EU competency. Perhaps there are issues regarding Europe where we should give back competencies to countries, to regions, to do subsidiarity, and in other areas consolidate competencies. Speaking to news outlet France Inter, the former negotiator went on to say the EU should learn a lesson from the vaccine rollout, and said the bloc clearly has issues with administrative problems. He told the outlet, I recognize that there were administrative problems, bureaucracy. There was an almost ideological mistrust of public-private partnerships. We don't know how to take risks. The British took risks by financing the private sector. The Americans took risks. We don't know how to do that yet. Under EU law, member states are permitted to grant temporary authorization for a medicinal product in response to the spread of infectious diseases. The bloc chose to negotiate COVID vaccines supplies as one. In January, Ursula von der Leyen, European Commission President, said, the only framework we are negotiating in is as 27. We do this together and no member state on this legal binding basis is allowed to negotiate in parallel or to have a contract in parallel. EU states are allowed to secure vaccine deliveries from companies the bloc as a whole does not have contracts with, which includes Russia's Sputnik V and China's jab.